Welcome, Gemini. It's your in-depth weekly astrology overview and zodiac forecast for week commencing the 22nd of June for the ascendant, the sun, or the moon. Going to share the big themes of the week ahead first. Then on screen is your event chart as we go into the week. I'll unpack that. I'll then go through those influences in detail. By the end of the video, you'll have a clear picture of what's upcoming in terms of your vitality, work, relationships, or finances. So it's a week which begins with the sun having moved freshly into the sign of Cancer, but it is squaring with the moon. So we have a quarter moon on Monday. What's the significance for you? Now, Mars, the planet of passion, desire, and action, has been in a complex part of your chart for around about 5 weeks. It's going to be moving into your zodiac sign at the end of this week, Gemini, and I promise it's going to be super exciting for you. But anything you've been working on behind the scenes, particularly as far as your financial or business interests are concerned, could pay off for you this week. And you can finally get a dividend from Jupiter's journey through your second solar house, where it's been for nearly 13 months. But it is a week where there can be some confusion, particularly as the sun squares off to Neptune. So I will unpack that as well. It's also a week when you could find yourself in the grip of a compulsion. It may be about your money, but it could more likely be about someone you're attracted to. So on the screen now is your event chart. So let's take a look at your ruler, Mercury, and the two luminaries. So there's the sun, freshly arrived in the sign of Cancer. As a friend of mine would say, the paint is still drying. But for you, the sun in Cancer is the second house, which is very much to do with life's foundations. But it can be about your values, it can be about your sense of self-worth. Obviously, Cancer can be about the more nurturing side of things. But if there is something that you have worked very patiently on for a very long time, I feel this is the week when it can finally come off for you, because later on this week, Mars is linking to this fabulous duo, Mercury, your ruler, and Jupiter, in a very hopeful way, and that may have implications financially. But what about the sun's link to the moon, the quarter moon on Monday? Well, that second, fifth house could see you attracted to do something a bit more frivolously around your finances. And if you can afford it, why not? You may even want to be very generous to someone that you're drawn to. But just look at Venus and Pluto. They're in that gripping opposition. And it's an aspect which power can creep in to allure, but not necessarily allure that's obvious. So, for example, if you're drawn to someone, you might not even like them, but you may find them utterly irresistible. But then again, you may have quite a passionate conversation with someone. You have different viewpoints, but somehow or another, there's just a sense of attraction. Quite intriguing. Now, Uranus does continue in your zodiac sign for 7 years now and is still clashing with the nodes. If you're not feeling very happy in what you're doing around your work or even around your home life, Uranus could be provoking you to make a change, but that change could be coming as soon as the end of this week, as Mars comes into alignment with Uranus as it moves into your sign as the week draws to a close. But I just wanted to share about Chiron, newly arrived in the sign of Taurus, and that's linking very well to the sun at the start of this week. I would say when it comes to your personal value, don't underestimate past skills and knowledge and experiences, even the ones that weren't very pleasant, because they gave you an awful lot of knowledge and insight, and that can all be very character building for us all. Now, Mercury is in its pre-retrograde shadow. It is going to go into its retrograde at the start of next week on the Monday. So you may find that it's important just to keep on the detail of any financial transactions that you're carrying out And particularly if you are talking about money with a friend or even your long-term future, the Sun square to Neptune by Thursday can create total distortion. Fortunately, Saturn, very much the steady Eddie of the zodiac, is linking back to Venus, the planet of money, in the third house of how you think about things in a very solid way, which could offset some of that confusion potential. I'm going to summarize those four areas for you, Gemini, of vitality, work, relationships, and finances next. If you've yet to order your personal horoscopes from me, I've reduced the price now to three for the price of one. That's your life roadmap report, your 12 months forecast, and your unique draconic chart as well. Please see below for more. If you've yet to watch your solstice major energy turn 3-month forecast, that and also your Gemini new moon video, if you click on the eye on the video screen, that will take you through to those videos. If you'd like to work with me one-to-one, it'd be an absolute pleasure. Please check out my testimonials below. And if you've yet to sign up for your free daily written horoscope, fire to your device each morning for your early day celestial pit stop, see that below too as well. So energy, well, Chiron, of course, has moved into your 12th house. And as I mentioned last week, particularly with the turbulence that I feel Mars has probably created over the last 5 weeks, if it has brought up some insecurities, or maybe you've just felt your own mood has been much more volatile. One moment feeling quite fiery, at another moment perhaps quite melancholic. Chiron is asking you to work on your emotional energy. As far as physical energy is concerned, the Sun squared to Neptune is a right drainer, but that is compensated by Mars, ironically in that 12th house, forging a very strong link with Jupiter later this week, which is energy central. So that's very, very good. I think when it comes to money, you may have some real good fortune this week, I feel, but you could also find yourself being perhaps very spontaneous. And if you are a little bit unsure of whether to buy something, you may like to run just the thought, has it got any practical value to me? Because if it doesn't, you could end up with a case of buyer's remorse. As far as your love life is concerned, that opposition between Venus and Pluto and the link back between Venus and Uranus is intriguing. You might be wanting to push the boundaries a little bit at the moment. It may be that, especially if you are single, as Mars joins your sign later this week and links with Uranus, this could be the time when you really, really want to seize the moment, be much more daring, perhaps even a little edgy. And it could lead to a very passionate and mesmeric connection with someone. Whether it would be lasting or not depends on your unique situation. But right at the end of this week, we do have a ground air trine. Uranus, the Moon, and Pluto, which suggests if you really want to take the initiative and you really like someone, why not go for it? We're never going to know if we sit on our hands. But I think Mars combining with Uranus at the end of this week is going to make it very difficult for you to sit on your hands. You're going to be really in the mood to be much more daring. Financially, a strong week, I feel, as long as you're not too frivolous. Please don't be offended by that. And energy, I think it is that more emotional vibe. And when it comes to work, I think if you're really opening up to new skills and new approaches, I don't feel that being specifically an issue. It's just that North Node being challenged by Uranus. So if you're not really liking the status quo at the moment, I think it's a great opportunity at the end of this week to perhaps break free, liberate yourself from something you're not enjoying, but perhaps also think more about self-employment. It's been a real pleasure being with you, Gemini. Have a great week. All the best and see you again soon.